What's good, people? Thanks as always for passing by the channel. Much appreciated. Hit that subscribe button if you guys are new. All right, so just woke up to the news that Dillian Whyte is on the verge of signing a multi-fight deal with ESPN and Top Rank. So not in discussions with, not going out to speak with, on the verge of actually signing a multi-fight contract. I have to admit, I didn't see this coming. I did a video, 2-3 days ago, saying that Dillian Whyte should fight Lewis Ortiz at London, O2 Arena, Sky Sports box office, promoted by Matchroom. That's not going to happen. His next fight will be in America and it will be promoted by Top Rank. Slowly but surely, Top Rank, where everyone else is fighting with each other, and I mean like DAZN and Showtime and whatever, Frank Warren, BT Sports, where everyone else is fighting with each other, Top Rank are slowly but surely building the thickest stable of top-rated boxers there is. I mean, look at their stable right now. If they get Dillian Whyte, just based on heavyweights alone, they've got 3 of the top 10 in Tyson Fury, Dillian Whyte, and Kubrat Pulev. Then they've got, 2 of the 3 top pound-for-pounders in Loma and Terence Crawford. And they're going to have rights on Amir Khan if Amir Khan's fighting Terence Crawford. They're going to. And then they've got up-and-comers like Teofimo Lopez and Shakur Stevenson. I mean, fucking hell, they've got Felix Verdejo. They've put together a very, very decent stable. But let's talk about Dillian Whyte again. Obviously, Dillian Whyte, was working with Matchroom, was working with Eddie Hearn, and he's just been frustrated, right? He's just been frustrated. And you can understand the frustration. When he does interviews, you can hear it in his voice. This is a guy that, when he beat Derek Chisora, he thought it was a kind of home run. It was a banker that he's fighting Anthony Joshua next, Wembley, right? A banker. He didn't want any hiccups in negotiations. He didn't want any clauses in contracts. He just wanted to fight AJ next. Fight AJ, world champion, all the belts, tick, tick, tick. For whatever reason, that fight didn't happen. Whether you agree with Dillian Whyte, and I kind of don't, or you agree with Eddie Hearn, for whatever reason, that fight didn't happen, and that's a fight that he was promised. So you can understand where the frustration would then start to build up. He then had those talks in America with Showtime and PBC, and they would have laid some figures on the table, and he probably did have a conversation with Top Rank as well. He was over there, his management were over there with him, and he probably looked at all the numbers and thought, you know what, these are good numbers. These are good numbers for fighting A, B, C, and D. Kind of what Tyson Fury's done. He would have gone back to London, had a conversation with Eddie Hearn, and Eddie Hearn would have said, okay, look, we can't give you the AJ fight now because obviously AJ is going to Miller. Next thing is Dominic Breazeale for a final eliminator for the WBC belt held by Deontay Wilder. O2 Arena, Sky Sports box office, you get all the marbles, right? This is the money we're going to give you, bang. All right, fair enough. No problem, I'll sign that. A couple weeks later, Tyson Fury signs to Top Rank, and now it's rumored that Deontay Wilder will fight Dominic Breazeale. This is what's happening. I'm just giving you a kind of timeline of what's going on in Dillian Whyte's career. So that's what's happened with Dillian Whyte. So he's gone from fighting AJ, 90,000 at Wembley, all the belts, not happening. Fighting Dominic Breazeale, 20,000, final eliminator for the WBC belt, not happening. And now it's a case of fighting who? Who, Eddie? Who are you going to deliver for me, Eddie? And right now, there aren't many big names. I mentioned Lewis Ortiz, and I mentioned a few others, but are these big pay-per-view draw names? Are these the ones that are going to give him the check that he's used to, the check he's been getting for the last 2 fights? Probably not. Probably not. And again, who do you blame in this? I kind of put a lot of blame with Dillian Whyte, especially for that AJ one. But his promoter is Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn has to deliver. And Eddie Hearn has to deliver because other promoters are saying we can deliver. Other promoters will be saying, Dillian Whyte, you're a top 4, top 5 heavyweight in the world right now. Your last 2 pay-per-views have done, what have they done? 400,000 each or 350? So good numbers, decent numbers. I mean, no one's cracking, unless your name's Canelo, no one's really an AJ, no one's cracking those 600, 700,000 plus numbers. So decent numbers. We can get you X. Eddie Hearn's not offering it, we can. And that's why he's jumped ship. He's just jumped ship. He's frustrated. And I can understand why he's frustrated. The fact is, and I think Derek Chisora said in the interview, he's been the #1 mandatory, I think, for Deontay Wilder's belt, that WBC belt, for ages. For ages. I remember when he won, wasn't it against Lucas Brown that he won that belt or won that privilege to be the mandatory for Deontay Wilder? Nothing's happened. Nothing's happened. His promoter simply hasn't delivered that. Delivered AJ, but hasn't delivered that. And maybe he's decided, you know what? Fuck it, I'm going elsewhere. I'm going elsewhere because Eddie Hearn clearly only cares about AJ. And Eddie Hearn should only care about AJ. If it's a competition between AJ and Dillian Whyte, there's no two ways about it. AJ is his man. AJ is the reason that he's got all these big deals with the zone. It's AJ. So if he's gonna side with one, he's gonna side with AJ. And I feel like that doesn't help Dillian Whyte. That doesn't help Dillian Whyte right now. But I don't know what signing with Top Rank does. I'm not quite sure. Similar to Tyson Fury, I don't know what it does in terms of put you in a position for big fights. It might be good in terms of the financial rewards. I guess they're going to be good, and that's probably the reason he's signed. But I don't know what it does in terms of get you closer to the AJ fight or get you closer to fighting Deontay Wilder. I don't know. I mean, they're going to happen if they're mandatories, but I don't know what it does in terms of voluntaries, in terms of you being up there in the pecking order to fight either of those two. So it's an interesting move. It's a bold move. I did do a video the other day talking about a slump in British boxing. Some people agreed, some people disagreed. I'm fine with that, by the way. I like that. I have read all the comments. And this is kind of what I was talking about. So here we have now another star, arguably... Where's Dillian Whyte in the pecking order of British stars? Obviously, you've got AJ, Dillian Whyte, Amir Khan. I can't think of people right now off the top of my head. But in terms of British stars, now we have another one fighting in America. So it's not necessarily a British slump, but let's look at it from a standpoint of our 4 biggest stars in Britain right now. 4 biggest, without a doubt. No one's going to convince me they're not. Tyson Fury, AJ, Amir Khan, Dillian Whyte. The numbers don't lie, as people like to say. I think there are 4 biggest stars. I'm not saying they're the 4 best. I'm talking about just biggest. Looks like they're all going to fight in America next. All 4 are going to fight in America next. AJ, we know for sure. Tyson Fury, I think it's still up in the air, but I think that's going to happen. Amir Khan obviously fighting Terence Crawford. And now Dillian Whyte fighting on ESPN+. That fight will be in America, no doubt. Our 4 biggest stars are going to America to fight. I don't know how people don't see that as a slump. I don't know how you don't see it as a slump. There was a time that we were trying to compete with America in terms of having all the big fights over here. Now our 4 biggest stars have decided to go to America and fight. So that's what I was referring to when I said slump. Another thing is this. Pressure's on now for Eddie Hearn. I don't give a fuck what anyone tells me. Pressure is on for Eddie Hearn. If I'm the Sky bigwig, so not even Adam Smith, I'm talking higher than Adam Smith. I always forget the guy's name. If I'm that guy, I am now fuming. You've lost who? You've lost Dillian Whyte, a guy that is a pay-per-view draw for us. You've just lost a pay-per-view draw and a standout, a star. You've just lost that to ESPN and Top Rank. You tried to sign Tyson Fury, you didn't get that. You tried to sign Carl Frampton, you didn't get that. Amir Khan is not going to re-sign with you. You're just losing people, Eddie. You're losing people right now. And he is. He is. And for me, I don't think any of this would have happened if the DAZN deal didn't come through. And the DAZN deal is massive for Matchroom, by the way. Look, so I'm not even criticizing Eddie for taking it. But if that deal didn't come in, I think Eddie Hearn would have been 110% focused on what he's doing with Sky Sports Boxing right now. Because again, we had a next gen show, which was primetime Saturday viewing the other day. That ain't happening. And now he's lost Dillian Whyte. He's lost Dillian Whyte, people. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Interesting move. What do you guys think? I'm just ranting a bit here, but what do you guys think? Let me know. Peace.